Welcome to another episode of Meet Britain's Makers. I'm Ilona Pitt, one of the directors at Made in the Midlands. Every week we bring you interviews with some of the best manufacturing and engineering companies in the Midlands region. Make sure you subscribe to our channel and visit madeinthemidlands.tv regularly for more interesting content. Today we're joined by Jason Thourpe, the Managing Director of Hucknall Sheet Metals and Made in the Midlands Silver member. Jason, thank you very much for coming to our studio all the way from Nottingham.
From Nottingham this morning. So good morning.
Good morning.
No problem.
Could you tell about our audience about Hucknall Sheet Metals and what sort of sectors you service and what sort of products you make?
Sure. Hucknall Sheet Metal was founded in 1977 by a gentleman named Jonathan Patterson. It's currently located in Nottingham, 1 mile away from the junction 26, and it provides sectors such as aerospace, nuclear, industrial gas turbines, automotive and also commercial sectors too. We have a wide range of customers, right the way from Rolls-Royce, where we're a first tier supplier, and right the way to customers who drop us a purchase order today, and we'll actually put the output and the revenue stream out to the business the following day as well.
2 years ago you made a very substantial investment into the business. I think it was about £2 million. 2 years on, could you tell us what difference has it made in the business?
Sure. It is true, we invested roughly around £2 million of new equipment in a brand new purpose-built, environmentally friendly business unit. So when I talk about environmentally friendly, it's solar panelled and it's also heated through a biomass facility as well. So we get a lot of free electricity and a lot of free heat, which is good for business. The facility has had investment with new equipment such as 3-axis, 5-axis milling machines, CNC turning machines, 5-axis EDM machine, a 5-axis YAG laser, a CMM machine, and one large water jet machine and one micro jet machine as well. It's fully accredited now to AS9100 Rev C, and by the end of the year it will be fully approved for NADCAP as well, waiting for its launch next year in January into full production and selling that available capacity.
Fantastic. So in terms of products that you make, could you be a little more specific?
Yes, absolutely. Well, we make sheet metal products. These can be welded assemblies, which are then machined. We do a lot of water jet cutting, which is predominantly used in aerospace where heat-affected zones are not required. We do 2-axis, 3-axis laser cutting as well. And we also got a machining facility, an EDM facility. So for small components, generally up to around 300 millimetres, but we could do large fabrications up to around 2 tons as well.
Any interesting project you had recently that you'd like to talk about?
We're working alongside some customers actually, looking at innovation for the future. So we're very fortunate to be on 2 NATEP projects. One of which is looking at an innovative idea on removing thermal barrier sprays with water jet cutting, and another one is using high technology water jet micro cutting for electrical circuit boards.
That sounds very exciting.
It is very exciting.
A lot is happening. So Jason, you take pride in investing into new machinery much earlier than your competitors. How does it help in your productivity in the business?
Well, I think it's very important that we invest in new technology. We keep an eye on new technology. The engineering industry is always changing. External forces are always changing as well. And certainly when globalisation is starting to kick in as it is, we need to find other means of being competitive within the UK. When you look at sheet metal forming, which we actually do, and machining and those types of things, we're looking at different ways of cutting materials quicker and better and faster and more efficiently as well. So not only do we look at this from our point of view, we also look at it from a subcontract point of view as well. So we have many customers who actually come to us and ask us for innovative ideas on how to speed up their processes too. And a lot of it, we're having great successes with water jet cutting at the moment in reducing machine times and reducing heat affected zones, which are not naturally acceptable within an aerospace market.
So is it like customer driven?
We have
process?
to look at, we're always looking at our customers, we're always looking at the requirements within the market. We're a very agile business, so technology plays a big part in our business. And I'll give you, for instance, there. Currently, we're looking at £600,000 of new spend, next year, and probably in Q1, Q2. And this is also new technology as well. So not only have we invested significantly over the last 2 years, we're further investing as well in new technology. One of the investments, actually, when you look at an organisation, you start to say, well, I've got this piece of technology and I've got this piece of technology. What can we do to make our unique selling point, even greater? And if we buy this piece of technology, maybe then we can develop into another market. And that's what we're always looking at, to see if we can keep that agility, to see what the competitive market's looking at and what our customer base is looking for too.
Fantastic. I mean, what are the main challenges for UK manufacturing, and that you face and that you feel need to be addressed in the future?
Well, I think we've got this ever global positioning at the moment, which we need to keep an eye on. Obviously, we've got Brexit. We know about that. We've got what's happening over in the US, and we're certainly being compromised by exchange rates at this moment in time. But I'm looking at the challenges for the next year. The majority of the challenge, which I'm going to focus a team on next year, is margin erosion. We're already seeing incremental increases on materials, surcharges being passed on, etc. And how do we keep that competitiveness within the UK? And I think that's what we need to do. We need to work more collaboratively together in manufacturing and be more of a united force rather than a segregated force at this moment in time.
So, do you export a lot at the moment?
Absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
Obviously, we're a first-tier supplier to Rolls-Royce. They're exporting all the time, so we don't actually know where the end user is. But from a Hucknall sheet metal point of view, we don't do any exporting, and we certainly need to look at this going forward and see if that is a viable market which we need to be addressing.
What do you think the opportunities are for your business in the next few years?
Well, as I said, we've invested heavily over the last 12 to 18 months. I think the opportunities now are utilisation of assets. We have low utilisation at this moment in time. We haven't really taken the business to market. Hence why we're here today with Made in the Midlands, trying to put our brand out there at the moment. Hucknall sheet metal predominantly is renowned for laser cutting, fabrications, a lot of commercial work. Although it does have great accreditations of aerospace, etc. We've really not capitalised on that in the past. So what we're now trying to do is to sell the capacity which we have in the brand new technology business, make it more aware in the marketplace, so that we can satisfy what I believe to be an increasing demand in the marketplace in manufacturing.
I mean, as you mentioned, how is it, 40 years next year?
Yeah, absolutely.
So yes. So the big anniversary, some huge things going to happen in the next, I think, year, 12 months.
It's true, we are going to go through a growth curve. So we have ambitions over the next 3 years to take it from a £2.5 million business to a £4 million business. But we're going to do that very, very gingerly.
Yes.
We're going to have to keep an eye on working capital. We're going to have to keep an eye on market movements. We're going to have to keep an eye on technology. We think we've done what we require on the technology side. It's now taking it to market and starting to capitalise on the investment.
What you're looking for is to double your turnover over the next
3 years.
Next 3 years.
That's
so
correct.
yeah, huge goals, and I really wish you that this comes true. Here at Made in the Midlands, we do our best to get your message out to the world. And I'll look forward to seeing you at our events, and also, a big exhibition in May where you'll be exhibiting.
At the Rico Arena.
At the Rico Arena, yes.
That's correct.
So thank you very much, Jason, for coming and speaking to us today. It was great to learn a bit more about Hucknall sheet metal. Watch this space. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more fantastic content. And I'll see you again soon.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.